Hey everyone, welcome back to Kubrick Corner with me, Sean Wilson. I hope you're all doing well in these weird times. So one of the things that happens when we go through a period of great duress and turbulence, as we're currently going through the COVID-19 pandemic, is that artistic people and creatively minded people respond to these dark and difficult times in really remarkable and extraordinary ways. And it's happening already with COVID-19. People are already making movie reactions to this devastating and horrible global pandemic. And I wanted to talk about one specific film that's been released on the horror channel Shudder, which is called Host, which is directed by Rob Savage, which is essentially the first Zoom-based horror movie. So it's not so much a found footage movie as a live footage movie. Think of something like Unfriended. This is kind of following in the footsteps of Unfriended, but what it does is it shows us the consequences of a Zoom seance. So the idea of Zoom being the video platform that's been used for so many online quizzes, video conferences over the last few months. Zoom has really come into its own as a brand. And now this film has really tapped into that weird dislocation that comes with not having a face-to-face conversation with a person or a group of people, and it grafts onto that a whole host of supernatural menace that owes likes to the found footage films such as the Blair Witch Project and so on. And I think this is really terrific. Rob Savage has been doing interviews about this. The idea was it started with a prank. He did a prank video in which he grafted a clip of the brilliant Spanish horror zombie movie Wreck, and then fooled a lot of people. That then got attention, and there was then a desire from producers and executives. Can you then blow this up and make a feature out of this? What we've now got is a 56-minute long movie, which, as I say it like that, might seem like, okay, what can you possibly get out of a 56-minute long movie? That's barely theatrical release. Honestly, this film is so well paced that a 56-minute movie felt like a good, healthy 80-90 minutes. That's how good it is. So you have several screens, various friends, all with various kind of secrets and skeletons in the closet, some of whom are kind of implicitly at each other's throats. There's kind of underlying tensions, but it starts off with a general sense of bonhomie, with these friends engaging in an online seance. There is a Scottish medium whom they enlist. At least one of the people on this call does not take this particularly seriously, and anyone who's seen any kind of seance in any horror movie knows, right, you do not dabble with this kind of stuff, let alone when you're all in lockdown and you're all isolated in your own homes and you can't rely on each other for help. Sure enough, midway through the movie, weird stuff starts happening in the background of each of the environments, and it actually does genuinely get very scary. And I was really impressed. I mean, Savage has himself said that he wanted it to be scary, he wanted it to be a popcorn rollercoaster ride, and it really is that, bearing in mind we can't see this on the big screen, and the environment is in itself limited to video calls. It's actually very immersive and very well done. He said that what Rob Savage has said is that the special effects sequences, which are very well done, were done in the homes of stunt people and visual effects artists. And what they did was they cut between the homes of those people and the homes of the actors. There's a kind of seamless mixture of environments that all come together to form the illusion of one environment. He was also writing the script as the actors were reading it, so the actors were being fed lines as they were delivering it. The actors also only got their own pages. They didn't know what was going to happen with the other actors against whom they were playing. So there is a very carefully honed naturalistic atmosphere to the movie, which is what I think, that is where I think the real success of the movie lies. Any great horror movie relies on investment in the characters. If you believe in the characters, you'll believe in their terror. If you believe in their terror, the movie will be all the more frightening, because you'll think, blimey, what would I do in this situation? And the performances in this are really good. You really do get a sense of that kind of wide-eyed, literally carrying, quivering fear as things start to get more and more bizarre. And there are there are some things that are witty and that are flagged up at the beginning that you think, oh, okay, that's obviously going to play a part. One of the girls has, as you know, on Zoom, you can create your own kind of back. You can have a different background to the standard generic background, like the one you're seeing here. One of the girls has done a background in which she's recorded herself walking across the room. So as she sits in the foreground on the video call, she watches herself going back, and she says, "Oh, it's to keep myself company." You just know, in classic Hollywood tradition, that is going to play a role later on. When it does, it's actually genuinely quite nasty. It sort of took me back in my seat a little bit. There are other very, very kind of like mordantly funny details, like the idea that someone has put someone will jokingly put a filter on their face at the start of the movie when everything is kind of, you know, relatively like joking and everything, and that filter will then pop up almost incidentally on someone's face during a moment of extreme hysteria and fear later on, which kind of does a very good job of not lessening the fear but dropping in an unexpected like laugh, like a moment of very, very high tension. That's very good. Yeah, I think this is a really, really impressive movie. It's available on Shudder. I would say anyone who is even the slightest bit interested in how filmmakers are responding to this ongoing, ever-evolving pandemic really ought to go and watch this. It's a really, really impressive debut from Rob Savage. I think it's working within very well-established genre conventions, but I do think it gets the naturalistic, bizarre air of Zoom calls very, 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 very well, and it is genuinely scary. It's genuinely menacing, done but next to no money. None of the creatives were in the same room when they were making it, which is, it's amazing that it's turned out as well as it has. I think credit to Rob Savage and the rest of the crew and the actors. Yeah, so if you have seen it, drop me a comment here at Kubrick Corner, and I'll see you soon. Bye.